What's up, you guys? It is Sydney here today, and we are going to be doing an adorable little create a sim video. So over the past, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I did a lot of the Salvadorada. I did one CAS in like 3 different speed builds. And so what my game plan is, or what I would like to do, is completely redo the Salvadorada world, but I also want to completely redo the outdoor retreat world, which I believe, actually, I have no idea what it's called, or at least I can't, or Granite Falls, there we go, Granite Falls. So I want to completely redo that world as well. And so how I started out with doing it is I created some sims to kind of be, I guess, my travel sims, so I can go to that world and get screenshots, because you have to have a sim that lives in an actual household, and then you have to go on vacation so you can get screenshots of the houses. So this is what I'm doing. I am creating a cute little family to live in there. I tried my best. They do have a dog, so if you want to download this family, you do have to have cats and dogs. But I tried my best to only use outdoor retreat clothing, and I did this with my Salvadorada Create a Sim as well. I only use Salvadorada clothing, and I just think it's really fun to, like, not even base game. I don't believe I used any base game at all, or hair, probably. I mean, there's little things of base game that you have to use, but like clothing wise, I don't believe I used any base game for either sims. I only used the outdoor retreat, and I just think that's really fun to create a sim completely with the items that come from one pack. It's definitely a little bit harder, a little bit more of an experience, but it was still like really neat to try to like mesh things together and see what you can do. Because obviously when you go to, like formal or nightwear, party, those kind of things, they kind of tell you what outfits or what pieces they think fit that category. I always just take that off and choose pieces I like, because I feel like a lot of the times what the Sims think would be more on a formal or party side, like I think no, something else should be in that category. So I kind of played with that for a little bit. So right now we are making Jackson Harding. He is the husband in this relationship, and I do create him completely bald. And I did the whole cast with him bald, and I really like the idea of having a bald sim. I don't believe I've ever seen it before, and I really just, after I made his face, I liked his bone structure, and I liked how he looked, and so I really wanted to keep him that way, but I do end up giving him some outdoor retreat hair at the end, mainly because I hadn't ever even looked at the hair, so I was kind of curious, like, well, what would the hair look like? And then I saw one that I liked, and so I ended up going with that in the end. But right now he is bald, and I do like the look of that. I don't know if I'll ever try that again with a different sim. I don't know. I really like the idea of having a bald sim. I don't feel like I've ever seen that before or seen anyone do that before. So that is something that I might play with later on in the future. So when it comes to like creating these sims and not using any packs other than one, it does get kind of hard, especially when the packs are kind of smaller and they don't have a lot of items, or they're very like brand specific items. But I feel pretty confident that I did a good job. I didn't repeat a lot of outfits, I don't feel. I used different colors, so I feel pretty confident about how I did. So that's nice. And you kind of have to look at different pieces like in different eyes. Like I kind of looked at this less like pants, but more like workout pants. And so I was like, oh, you can easily wear those like when you're going swimming. But I also gave him a tank top, because then I'm like, well, what if he doesn't what if it's not like completely swimming, but more like just wet, like mud kind of, or like creek walking, that kind of thing. I guess that's what I was going for. So now we are working on Miss Samantha Harding. This is his wife. Now I don't believe I don't edit the relationship until the very end, and I think I cut that out. When I went to place them in the world, I realized that they weren't even like husband or wife. They were just roommates. And so I was like, oh, I probably should fix that just for their living situation so they could sleep and, do things well. One thing you'll notice in all of my Create a Sims videos is that I make my Sims completely bald and naked. That's the first thing I do, just because I like a clean slate. I like to just look at them, get them figured out, get a feel for them. And it's just easier when there's no hair, there's no makeup, there's no clothes. I can kind of get their body shape and get everything together like that. And I really love how both of these Sims turned out. They're pretty athletic and fit and just like really outdoorsy people. They both have the love the outdoors trait. They both aspire to be kind of, creative and like explorers in that kind of way. Like she wants to be a brainiac and like know history. Actually, I believe hers was like Renaissance Sim. So she wants to have all the skills, and then she's a genius and a dog lover, which is why I gave them a dog. And then he is athletic and he wants to be a botanist, I believe is what I chose, and he loves the outdoors and all those kind of things. Just I felt like that suited the environment of outdoor retreat, and that they would like to go there and they like to explore and do fun activities. And right here, I was trying to figure out what the difference between these two styled looks were. It took me forever. I was looking at different swatch colors and just staring at them. And then I realized that the logo was different. And I'm kind of like, well, why'd you have to give us two different items? And why couldn't you just make like half the swatch is one logo, half the swatch is another logo? I guess doing it that way, we were given more color swatches for each of them. But still, I was a little confused on that matter. So right here is her cats and dogs item. It is the little flannel dress. And there's just nothing really formal in any way, shape, or form for females in the outdoor retreat. So I did have to give her that just because she didn't have anything else that she could wear. But I do feel like I do a pretty good job at making sure the Sims fit their surroundings and the items fit like what their activities would be doing. Like in her athletics, she was wearing jean shorts, but if you're hiking or outdoors camping, you would wear jean shorts over like athletic shorts and that kind of stuff. So I do feel like I did a pretty decent job. I do really love these Sims. I think they're super cute and super fun. I am starting, or actually when this video comes out, I should have already posted my 100 babies challenge. So I do believe with a lot of my different creative Sims, I'm going to take the males or maybe the whole family and move them into that world eventually. So maybe one day my little Anissa will be having some babies with my little Mr. Jackson Hardy, and that'll be really fun and really cool, I think. So right now we are finally working on our little pooch here. This is my first time ever playing with dogs or cats, like even just using the Create Sim. And I wanted to do an Australian Shepherd just because I think they're really cute, very outdoorsy animals. But I also wanted to make a little different and a little unique. I feel like the Create Pet is really interesting and it's really fun, but I don't know if it's something I will do so often, like trying to change up how the animal looks or anything like that. I feel like I'll probably pick just standard ones more often, or even just adopt if I wanted to add a pet into my game. And that's just because, I mean, I like my dogs to look like how a dog would normally look or how they should look. I don't want a crazy looking one. Maybe down the road, I will want to do like a funky create a dog or something of the sorts. I ended up naming him Yona in the end. I have no idea what his gender is or how that works. But anyways, we are now far into the screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and do all those fun things. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.